Namo Devaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir bhavati neshtake Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tatradhara Napara Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedantas Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Baldev Prabhu, Subala Prabhu, Jitendra Prabhu, and Varun Prabhu, thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much for your wonderful association to read here Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam together. We are reading Canto 10, Chapter 26 of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Wonderful Kṛṣṇa. And we are reading the wonderful pastimes of the wonderful Supreme Lord. After the end of the Govardhan pastime, these Vrajavasis were awestruck or wonderstruck. How can this be possible? Not just once, twice, but so many times. So they have come to the court of Nanda Maharaj and sharing all these wonderful activities of the wonderful Kṛṣṇa. And they have so far shared about multiple episodes like Govardhan Lila, Dhenukasur, Vad Lila, then Bakasur, then Vatsasur, then Damodar Lila, etc. So let's see what they are sharing further in text number 11. Pralambam ghatyityovagram balena balashalina amochayad vraja pashun gopamscharanya vahanitaha. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After arranging for the mighty Lord Balaram to kill terrible Pralamba, Kṛṣṇa saved Vraja's cowherd boys and their animals from a forest fire. Hare Krishna. So this is the next in Krishna's list of killing different demons or Herculean feats. As we know, Pralambasur and the Agni Daitya came together, tag team match, right? Unity is strength, but when Krishna and Balaram on the other side, even millions of demons put together cannot do anything, right? So what happened? Pralambasur, disguised as an ordinary cowherd boy, came, and you all know this story, but still briefly I'll share. And the Agni Daitya was in the one trying to lit up the fire to the different forest, and Pralambasur and Krishna and his friends were playing, what do we call, like tug of war? Yeah, they were playing tug of war. And suddenly Krishna had to go and a substitute was required. So what happened? And then there they see, oh, Pralambasur. And he said, hey, you want to play? What's your name? He said, oh, my name is Praghosh. So you want to play? Okay, he'll play. So he was on the team. So instead of Kṛṣṇa, he was pulling the rope. But that team was defeated. So the losing party had to carry the winning party on their back. And it's like a fun ride kind of thing. I think some of you may have done in the childhood also, right? The losing team had to carry the winning team. So Pralambasur was carrying Balaram. And he thought that I will, handle Balaram while the Agni-Daitya will kill all the children by the forest fire. But Balaram is the source of strength, as mentioned here. Balena Bala Shalina, who is very powerful, Balashali, right? Like Shaktishali, you heard? Shaktishali means like with sort of Shakti, so Balashali. Balena, so Lord Balram is very, very powerful. So basically he killed Pralambasur. And then parallelly Kṛṣṇa swallowed the forest fire also and protected the Rajas cowherd boys. So we have a small anecdote about Pralambasur. So we're going to hear a little bit about Pralambasur's previous lifetime and also what he represents as sadhakas.
To worship Lord Shiva, one day, the Yaksha king...
This is previously? Okay, this is the previous life of Pralambasur.
The Yaksha king Kuvera had the Yakshas place many Raksha amulets made of flowers here and there in his beautiful forest. When some of the flowers were stolen, Kuvera said, any devata or human being that takes any of these flowers will become a demon. That is my curse. Then the Gandharva named Vijay, the son of Huhu, walking on a pilgrimage to many holy places, singing Lord Vishnu's glories, came to Chaitra Ratha forest. Unaware of the curse, Vijay, with the veena in hand, took some of the Sumana flowers there. At once he left his Gandharva body and became a demon. He then took shelter of Kuber. With folded hands, he bowed down and presented his appeal. Pleased with him, Kuber blessed him. You are a peaceful-hearted devotee of Lord Vishnu. O respectful one, please don't lament. At the end of Dwapar Yuga, in Bhandirvan, by the Yamuna's shore, you will attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand. In this way, Huhu's Gandharva son became a great demon and attained liberation by Balaram's grace.
He was Huhu's son?
Vijay.
Vijay. And he stole something from Kuvera?
He didn't steal, he just plucked. He took some of the flowers unaware of the curse.
So all these demons have some history, as we see. That even Huhu comes actually. Anyone knows where the word Huhu comes?
When the Gandharva who became Huhu, right?
Gandharva Huhu. Okay. Where does it come?
Gajendra Lila.
Gajendra Lila. Yes. It was the crocodile, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay, what does Pralambasur represent?
Prachanna Baudha Rupa, or covered form of Buddhist philosophy or Mayavad, and Chauryam Atmano Brahmavadinam, or stealing the self by desire for impersonal liberation.
Basically, disguised philosophy, right? Okay. Any more comments? So let's read the next verse, text number 12.
Second, just a quick question. After arranging for the mighty Lord Balaram, so Lord Balaram is himself the Bhagavan, right? So Krishna need to arrange Lord for Lord Balaram, or Lord Balaram can do on his own plan.
Well, Lord Balram is Bhagavan, as we know, the Savior Bhagavan. Krishna is Lord Balram is Sevak Bhagavan. So ultimately, he's the expansion of the Supreme Lord, but he is the Supreme Lord, none other than. So ultimately, in one way, we can say yes, everything is being arranged by Krishna. Nothing can happen. Even all the what's that famous verse in the Brahma Samhita? Rama dimurti shukala niyamin tishthan nana avataram akarod bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam paramah pumanyo. Krishna swayam paramah pumanyo govindamadi purusham. So yes, there are, there is, as the example given is like this, there's an original candle, and then you can lit multiple candles from there, and then those candles also look like the original candle. So, but the original candle is the original candle, and that's Krishna. So Lord Balram can do independently, but ultimately it's all Krishna's arrangement.
Yep. Thank you, Babaji.
Because whether it's pure devotee, a pure devotee also is technically independent. But what is real independence? I was hearing that class recently. Real independence means to declare one's full dependence on Krishna. So someone who is a pure devotee will not do anything which is not aligned with the will of Lord. And same applies to Lord Balram also. Even if it is apparently like Lord Nityaṁ Prabhu is breaking Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's danda, but that also is Lord Chaitanya is getting angry, as if he did not want Lord Balram to do that, or Nityaṁ to do that. But actually it was the will of Lord Chaitanya himself. And there are multiple reasons also why, the internal reasons. So very sweet pastimes. Because a pure devotee understands the heart of the Supreme. Śrī Caitanya-Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. So whatever they do, they are independent, and their independence means complete dependence on Krishna. So whatever they do is in full alignment with Krishna's plan. Thank you, Prabhuji. Let's read text 12. Someone would like to read?
I can read, Prabhuji. All devotees, Pranam, all gracious Srila Prabhupada, text 12. Ashi Vishakta Mahinam Dam Damitbha Bimadam Riddhat Prashaya Dasho Jomunam Chakre Ashu Nibisho Dakam. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki joy. Krishna chastised the most poisonous serpent, Kaliya, and after humbling him, he drove him forcefully from the lake of the Jamuna. In this way, the Lord made the water of that river free of the snake's powerful poison. So here it is describing the Kaliya Lila with Krishna. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
In Vrindavan, there's a beautiful place till date called Kaliyadaha. So if you're going to Vrindavan, you can always see the spirit come in the Parikrama mark, very near to our Iskcon Goshala. So let's hear the previous life of Kaliya, the snake.
During the Swayambhuva Manvantara, a sage named Vedashira Muni, who was a descendant of Bhrigu Muni, performed austerities in the Vindhya hills. Then, one day, a sage named Ashvashira Muni came to perform austerities at this sage's ashrama. With red eyes staring at his guest, Vedashir Muni angrily spoke. "O Brahmana, don't perform austerities at my ashram. Is there no other place where you can perform austerities?" Ashvashira Muni became angry and said, "This place belongs to Lord Mahavishnu. It does not belong to you or me. Have not many sages already performed austerities here? You're angry for no reason. You hiss like a snake, so become a snake. You will be terrified of Garuda." Shri Vedashira said, "Fool, for a slight offense you plot a great revenge. You are like a crow. Fool, I curse you to become a crow." Then Lord Vishnu appeared and consoled the two sages, who were now unhappy with their curses. Lord Vishnu said, "Dear sages, you both are equally devoted to me. You are like the two arms of my body. I can make my own words false, but I do not wish to allow the words of my devotees to become false. That is my vow. O Vedashir, I will place my footprints on your head. Because of them, you will never fear Garuda. O Ashvashira, hear my words. Please don't lament. You will have the form of a crow, but you will have transcendental knowledge. You will have yoga siddhis and the highest knowledge in the three worlds." Lord Vishnu then departed. Then Vedashira became Kaliya and Ashvashira became the crow Bhushunda on Mount Lila. He was devoted to Lord Ram. He was very powerful and he recited the Ramayana in front of Garuda.
Very well. Thank you. To see even great, they were all devotees. Both of these sages were devotees of Lord Vishnu. But sometimes the lower nature pulls and argument and cursing and counter cursing. Hey, you're hissing like a snake, you become. But actually, again, this is Lord's arrangement. So Vedashira became Kaliya the snake and Ashvashira became Kagbashandi in Ramayana. So let's see what we can learn from Kaliya.
Kaliya represents Khalata or Krura, or malice that pollutes Yamuna, the spiritual liquid of the Vaishnavas.
Malice or
Malice.
dirt, impurities, poison, right? Because Kaliya was polluting the river. So any hypocrisy, duplicity, malice, vengeance, these are like dirt, malice, mala, which pollutes the Yamuna of our consciousness, is it not? And it pollutes the environment, not just the waters of our own consciousness. Because what is a community? A community means it's a group of devotees. So if everyone is collectively transferring their consciousness to the community, is it not? So the community's consciousness is a sum total of individual consciousness, right? Like, for example, in ISV, I was talking to a devotee recently. sharing that how devotees are all surcharged for book distribution. Because everyone carries that mood and they're distributing thousands of Bhagavatam sets, thousands of Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gita, etc. So this is Kaliya. We should be careful of that pollution in and out. Any other thoughts, comments? Text 13, would someone like to read? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Dana Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dushtyajas chanuraghosmin sarvesham no prajakasham nandate tanye smasu tasyapya aputpatikaha khatham. Thank you. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada devotees to Jai. Dear Nanda, how is that we and all other residents of Braja cannot give up our constant affection for your son? And how is that he is so spontaneously attracted to us? Purport. The word Kṛṣṇa means the all-attractive one. Residents of Vrindavana could not give up their constant love, anuraga, for Lord Kṛṣṇa. Their attitude towards him was not particularly theistic because they were unsure whether he was God or not. But he attracted all their love precisely because as God, he is all-attractive person, the supreme object of our love. The cowherd man also asked, how is that young Kṛṣṇa feels such constant love for us? In fact, the Supreme Lord loves all living beings who are eternally his children. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa dramatically declared that his affection for Arjuna and urges Arjuna to reciprocate that love by surrendering to him. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, in his prayers of Lord Kṛṣṇa, states, Etadrishi tvakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrishyam ihajani nanuragaha. My Lord, you are so merciful towards me, but I am so unfortunate that love for you has not awakened within me. Shikshastaka 2. In the statement, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu also used the word anuraga. Our misfortune is that we cannot reciprocate the anuraga or loving affection that the Lord feels for us. Although we are infinitesimal and insignificant, and the word Lord is infinitely attracted somehow, we do not give him our love. We must accept responsibility for the foolish decision, since to surrendering to God or not is the essential expression of our free will. Can I stop here, everybody? Krishna conscious movement provides efficient, systematic program to help conditioned souls revive their original blissful consciousness, which is love of God, Krishna conscious. The intricacies of Krishna conscious are wonderful that even Krishna's eternal associate, the residents of Vrindavana, are stunned by them as shown by these verses. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please explain.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for reading this nice verse. So all these pastimes have happened, and the Vrajavasis are telling this to Nanda Maharaj. Dush Tyajas. Tyaja means to give up. Dush means to give up. It's not easy, right? So means easy or simple, but dush Tyajas. It's almost impossible for us to give up. Give up what? Anuragosmin. Anuraga. For whom? For Krishna. We have been talking about him, right? Asmin. So, Sarvesham no Vrajokasam. Vrajokasa. That means the residents of Vraja. So for the residents of Vraja, what does Vraja mean? What does Vrindavan mean? That they are pure devotees. They are Nitya Siddhas. They are Ragatmika Bhaktas. They have spontaneous love for Krishna. Their natural attention, like if you leave the water, the water, as we were discussing the other day, the water flows downhill. Like it's a natural position. The energy, the current flows from top to bottom, high potential to low potential, right? If there is a car in the neutral or natural position, it will come down. If it is not restricted, it will naturally come downhill, right? Or in the downstream, if something flowing, you leave a leaf in the downstream flowing, in the flowing river, it will go downstream. So similarly, those whose heart are attached to Krishna, they'll naturally flow towards him. And that's our natural state. As Prahlad Maharaj also says, Hiranyakashipu asked him, hey, why are you attracted towards Krishna? Why are you so attracted towards Lord Vishnu? Prahlad Maharaj says, well, Naisargiki Rati. Naisargiki means natural rati, attention, affection. Like how we explain, I think we've discussed this a few times, but we'll do it again. So there is a magnet, right? The magnet has what? It has a pull, correct? Just imagine this as a pull. And here is a block of iron, okay? Will the iron be attracted towards the magnet? Right? The answer is yes. The iron will be naturally attracted towards the magnet. But what happens? We have this iron is covered with different layers of lust, anger, greed, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So these are like bad coatings. Now, will that iron piece be attracted? The iron piece will not be attracted towards Krishna. So the magnet here represents Krishna, right? And the living entity here is basically I, or Jiva, the soul, spirit soul. So the Jiva, which has natural, like magnetism is there in the iron, but since there is a lot of rust of lust, anger, greed, envy, mode of ignorance, mode of passion, etc., that is dormant. That love is dormant in the heart. So what we have to do to rekindle that? What we have to do? Prabhupada beautifully mentions here in the purport. The Krishna consciousness movement provides an efficient, systematic program to help conditioned souls to revive their original blissful consciousness, which is love of God, Krishna consciousness. That's exactly what we're talking about. This Krishna consciousness movement, this International Society for Krishna Consciousness is there. All the program here, whether the Japa program, all the do's and don'ts are there to help us revive that original Satchidananda consciousness, blissful, pure love, unalloyed Krishna Prem consciousness. We don't have that right now. I don't have that. Why? But I don't have it naturally. Correct? When I'm in the front of devotees or front of deities in the program chanting, then there is some very tiny quantity. But then as we go back to again the mundane stuff, then again those coverings are very powerful. So therefore this Krishna consciousness program is so nicely arranged. So all these, starting from morning, like the whole day, like bhakti doesn't mean like an weekly activity, or bhakti doesn't mean only to be done on Janmashtami, which some people think like. Bhakti basically is the art of living Krishna conscious lifestyle. It's a whole transformation of lifestyle. How we eat, what we eat, the kind of association, the kind of habits, the kind of eating, sleeping, recreation, everything gets transformed. Why? To help us rekindle that love, to help us revive our true consciousness, as we are talking here. And as we keep doing the process of bhakti, then all these layers gradually, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, are removed, and then pure love for Krishna is rekindled. And then there's this the whole iron will be naturally pulled towards Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is all attractive, as mentioned here. Krishna is all attractive. So that pull is there. But we have to first cleanse the impurities. And that's why we are here for. The Vrajavasis have pure love for Krishna. They're saying that we are naturally attracted to Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj says that. And Krishna also feels pure love towards the Vrajavasis. It's mutual, right? It's mutual, reciprocal. Devotees love Krishna, Krishna loves his devotee. Krishna is willing to do anything for his devotee, devotee is willing to do anything for Krishna. Like Arjuna and Krishna, so many examples. Any other thoughts, comments anyone has?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you showed very nicely with those drawings, very easy to understand, Prabhuji. And also the layer what you showed covering the magnet, also you can say Maya, right? The illusion energy, the illusion we have, right?
Yes, absolutely. False ego, illusion, Maya, desires, attachments. It's all basically external energy. We are in the trap of external energy. Thank you. Very nice. How about some people say, well, if Krishna wants, we will love him at some point. Some people say, well, Krishna is not yet fully merciful upon me. Jab Bhagwan ki kripa hogi, tab mandir aayenge. I've heard that from many, many people. When Krishna will be merciful upon us, then we will come to temple, then we will chant Hare Krishna, then we will read Bhagavatam, we'll read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, abhi kripa nahi hui hamare upar. Have you heard this? So what's the response there? Any responses?
Actually, we have to try. Prabhu. So Krishna will never impose anything to anyone, but the living entity has to be conscious, and we should have a desire to love Krishna.
Very
Bhakti.
nice. We should have desire, yes. Where there is a will, there is a way. Very nice point.
So Prabhuji, Kripa means Koriye power. So once we do, and then the mercy will flow. Like if we do something for our parents, the mercy will be more increased, their affection will be more increased.
Very nice point. The more we endeavor, are we endeavoring? Or am I smoking bidi or cigarette and saying, oh, kripa nahi hui? Right? Kripa will not happen if I keep smoking bidi, cigarette, alcohol and saying, oh, kripa kab hogi? I have to yatantascha dridavratam kalina nati dirgena bhagavan vishate hridi. If someone is endeavoring with great determination, we talked about determination the other day, Krishna will certainly help him. But here is a beautiful point from the purport. I want to reread this. Although we are infinitesimal and insignificant, we all agree that, and Lord is infinitely attractive, somehow we do not give him our love, right? The Lord is infinitely attractive, but then we may say, okay, who's to blame? So we must, purport very clearly, we must accept the responsibility for this foolish decision. What is the foolish decision? That we are not ready to give him our love. Since to surrender to God or to Krishna or not is the essential expression of our free will. So yes, God has given us some free will. Where am I putting my energy? What am I taking shelter of? There is free will. God has given us some free will. And especially when we talk about loving God, there is certainly free will there. Because love cannot be dictated. God will not put like gun on our head and say, hey, love me or I'll shoot you. Right? Which he can, but that's not love. So in short, this is a responsibility. So we have to take the ownership of that responsibility. That yes, mercy is required, but mercy is required, and mercy will be to the proportion of how. I was hearing this class today. Whom will Krishna show mercy? Or upon whom will Krishna show mercy? By number of rounds we chant, number of parikramas we do, number of aartis we do, number of books we distribute, number of prasadam we distribute. All these things are very nice and should be done with nice consciousness. But ultimately, Krishna's mercy is upon those who are genuinely hankering for it. Genuinely Tatra laulyam iti mulyam ekalam. This is the mool. The genuine hankering. And we are genuinely hankering, that includes everything. If I'm genuinely hankering, like if a businessman is genuinely hankering for money, right? Will they waste time in watching some silly TV serials? Right? Well, we don't have time. I have to make a lot of money. Right? They won't waste time in gossip and this and that. They have a clear goal. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be, billionaire. Or I want to grow my company 10x, 100x, whatnot. They'll not waste time in watching these silly, things, or talking to people which they will not waste time, which the people who are not conducive. Someone will say, oh, let's forget about work and business. Let's just go and relax. I said, oh, no, I don't have time. Sorry. I have a clear goal, right? Well, they do not do that. So genuine hankering means proportionate efforts also. Because just hankering and no effort doesn't sound like it's genuine, right? If someone is really, really thirsty, they will somehow either search for water, right? If they're really thirsty and they really mean it, they're really dying for a drop of water, they'll not be just sitting around and say, well, somehow the rain will come and a drop of water will come in my mouth. They'll search for it, they'll ask for it, they'll try different ways, right? If they really need it. That's how, if we really need Kṛṣṇa, we have to ask ourselves, I have to ask myself, do I really need Kṛṣṇa in my life? Am I really searching for him? Am I really trying to develop love for him? That's a big question, right? All we need to do is to develop that genuine desire. Develop that genuine desire. And if we don't have that genuine desire, let's pray to Kṛṣṇa to please help us so that we can develop that genuine desire. Although in my heart, the desire is more like through understanding than through emotion, but it will gradually manifest. Therefore, we are reading Bhagavatam to remind us what is real tattva, what is real stuff. Therefore, we need association of devotees. Therefore, we chant, read, hear, all these praying are why. All this, as Prabhupada mentions here, the Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement provides an efficient, see, the problem is mentioned here, and not just the problem, now solution. Efficient and systematic. Wow. It's very efficient also. Point, to make note of this point. It's very efficient. So systematically, Prabhupada is catering to all our needs. Is it not? Everyone's need can be catered in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, whatever proclivities, propensities they may have. Okay, we need to have some nice thing for our ears. Okay, hear Kṛṣṇa consciousness, kirtan, bhajans. Okay, you want to speak something? Okay, speak verses, speak bhajans, speak holy name. You want to see something beautiful? What could be more beautiful than the beautiful forms of the Lord and the Vaishnavas? You want to use your legs? Do parikrama, deities, devotees, temples, yatras, Govardhan, serve Tulsi Devi. You want to eat something? Okay, offer to Kṛṣṇa nice bhoga and eat Kṛṣṇa prasad. Very, very nice. Well, you want something to recreate? Okay, go with devotees. There's so much nice retreats, right? Kṛṣṇa consciousness retreats, sadhu sangha, festivals, so many festivals. Now the month of festival is coming. Govardhan Puja, then Damodar Lila, Gita Jayanti, and Go Puja, and whatnot. Festivals. Iskcon, Rath Yatra, so many festivals. You want to dance? Okay, dance for Kṛṣṇa. You want to cry? Cry for Kṛṣṇa. Sukhe tako, dukhe tako, sada hari bole tako. Right? So, very efficient, is it not? Like, think about it. It's very efficient. Whether you are a scientific scholar, okay, there is so much. Whether you don't want, okay, you're not into much philosophy, okay, just chant, do bhajans, that's fine. Ultimately, the goal of it is to develop Kṛṣṇa prem, to develop attachment. Okay, you want to use your senses, offer different arati, in incense, lamp, etc., etc. Use your senses. Okay, you have a family, engage your children too. Okay, you have a job. Okay, give some portion to spread Krishna consciousness. Keep your home as a temple for Lord. Is it not? Is it like so? Anyone and everyone can be part of this efficient system designed by Srila Prabhupada. Systematic. Any thoughts, comments here? Okay, let's read text 14. Someone like to read? Any Matajis want to?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Text 14. Dandavat pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Text 14. Kwa saptahayano balaha, kwa mahadri vidaranam, tato no jayate sanka, vrajanatha tavatmaje. Translation by the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. On the one hand, this boy is only 7 years old, and on the other, we see that he has lifted the great hill Govardhana. Therefore, O King of Braja, a doubt about your son arises within us. So here the Brajavashis is telling to Nanda Maharaj about his son Lord Krishna. So they are astonished with his behavior, because they don't think Krishna is a god. They think Krishna is their friend, and so that's why they're telling to the Nanda Maharaj. Hare Krishna, back to you.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So now they're coming back again from Govardhan Lila back to Govardhan Lila, because Govardhan Lila just happened. A 7-year-old, Sapta means 7, Hayana Balaha, a 7-year-old ordinary child. On one hand is 7-year-old, on the other hand, Maha Adri Vidharanam, Dharan Kiya, Kisko? Maha Adri, Himadrija, Himadri is Himalaya mountains, Adri is mountain, Niladri, right? Maha Adri, Maha means great. This great mountain Govardhan. So that's why Tato no Jayate Shanka. Shanka ho gayi. Shanka means doubt. We have a doubt or we have a query. About whom? Tvat Atmaja Rajanat, O Nanda Maharaj, or Rajendra. Nath also means Ishvara or Lord. Raj, it's same as Rajendra or the king of Raja. Tvat Atmaja, it's not none other than your own child. Tavatmaja. And what is their query or what is their doubt? Maybe it looks like this personality, we are taking it very easily and cheaply and like a friend, but maybe he is none other than God. That's why they have all approached Nanda Maharaj's assembly, right? That's why they're unable to comprehend these transcendental pastimes. Maybe his Supreme Lord, why would he be born in this family like ours? We are ordinary cowherd people. So they shared the first almost 15-ish verses, right? 14, 15 verses till this point is basically they are expressing their doubt, concern, questions, which we discussed as the gopis used to complain to Mother Yashoda. It's basically a way to develop Krishna prema by remembering his pastimes. So even in apparently they are sharing their doubts, but it's nothing but Krishna Katha. They're remembering all those beautiful pastimes, right? Any other thoughts anyone has in here? Okay, let's see. Did Nanda Maharaj agree to what they say, or what was his reaction? Text number 15. Anyone wants to read this? Yes, Lakshay, Prabhu.
Shri Nanda Uvacha Shruyatam me Bacho Gopavyetu Shankar Chavo Albake Enam Kumaram Udishya Gargameyad Ucha Uvacha. Translation. Nanda Maharaj replied, "O cowherd men, just hear my words and let all your doubts concerning my son be gone." Some time ago, Garga Muni spoke to me as follows about this point. Srila Sridhara Swami comments, the words previously heard from Gargacharya awakened Nanda Maharaja to the truth about Kṛṣṇa, and thus by Nanda's constantly remembering his activities, all thoughts about their being impossible ceased in him. Now he is instructing the cowherd men with these same words. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, a few takeaways here. Doubts may come to anyone. So when doubts bother us, we should approach to our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, senior Vaishnavas, as basically Nanda Maharaj is kind of the guide, well-wisher, friend. King means a genuine servant. So he is the head of the community, right? Nanda Maharaj. So they're approaching him with some genuine questions or doubts. So it's absolutely fine. When we have doubts, questions, it's okay to ask, and we must ask. Otherwise, those doubts, like demons, will trouble us. And like children should be encouraged to ask doubts to the parents, and parents also, as like here Nanda Maharaj is quoting whom, or some time ago Garga Muni spoke to me as follows. So whenever we see the great thing, okay, what I'm going to tell is not what I think. He's referencing to authorities, the great acharyas, brahmanas. Garga Muni is basically their priest, their acharya, their guru, or their brahmana, right? So we should always quote, oh, Prabhupada mentioned this in the scripture. Scriptures say this. So it's not that, oh, so-and-so, things like this. Like, who am I if I say, oh, in my opinion, like, let's do it this way. There's no credibility, because who am I? I'm an ordinary conditioned soul. Today I'm saying this, tomorrow I'll say that. But Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, they don't change. The words of Bhagavad Gita will always be true for everyone at all times. So we must always quote references. Oh, Prabhupada mentioned this in the lecture. So-and-so senior Vaishnava mentions this in the class. Bhagavad Gita mentions this in so-and-so chapter. So that whatever we are speaking and quoting acharyas, quoting scriptures, then it becomes credible. And we should take great delight in doing so. It's a great thing, right? As Prabhupada always repeat, just repeat what I have shared. Just repeat what the Bhagavad Gita is. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita as it is. You don't have to concoct anything new. You don't have to speculate. Just give the message as is, like a transparent via medium. Transparent transmission of the transcendental teachings of Lord. will create a transformation of heart. So, transparent transmission of transcendental teachings of the transcendental Lord will create a transformation. Otherwise, it will create a turmoil. Because guys, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu uses the power of tea there in a poetic way. So what he had heard from Gargacharya, he's going to share that. And we are going to hear Nanda Maharaj's word, what he was told by Gargacharya tomorrow. But any thoughts, comments, questions for today before we wrap up? Any reflections, takeaways? Okay, then I guess we will pause here. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.